Have you ever wondered how stress can be contagious? Yes, you heard that right. You can catch stress just like a common cold. It seems almost fantastical, but it's a reality backed by science. This phenomenon, known as contagious stress, is something we encounter in our day-to-day lives. It's like an invisible exchange, where emotions, particularly stress, can be transferred from one person to another. Imagine you're around someone who's anxious or under pressure. Unconsciously, you start to feel a similar strain. That's contagious stress in action. And it doesn't just stop at affecting our mood, it can impact our overall health and well-being. Understanding this concept is essential because it helps us recognize when we might be absorbing stress from others and find ways to safeguard ourselves. It's a fascinating interplay between our bodies, our hormones, and our environment. So buckle up as we dive into the fascinating world of stress transfer and how it influences our lives. Stress, as we know, is a physiological response. But how does it jump from one person to another? Let's delve into the fascinating science behind stress transfer. When we experience stress, our bodies respond by activating what's known as the fight or flight response. This is essentially our body's way of preparing us to either confront or run away from a perceived threat. And the star player in this stress response? A hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is produced by our adrenal glands and plays a crucial role in regulating our body's stress response. It helps to increase our heart rate, blood pressure, and energy supplies, while also suppressing non-emergency bodily functions like digestion and growth processes. This hormone essentially puts our body on high alert, ready to respond to the stressful situation at hand. But here's where things get interesting. It turns out that cortisol, along with other stress hormones, can be secreted in our sweat. And not just that, they can also be detected in our body odor. This is where the idea of smelling stress comes from. Our sense of smell, or olfaction, is incredibly sensitive and can pick up on these subtle changes in body odor. When we come into contact with someone who's stressed and releasing these hormones, our olfactory system picks up on it. Our brain then interprets this as a signal that there might be a threat nearby, triggering our own stress response. In this way, stress can literally be contagious, jumping from one person to another through our hormones, sweat, and smell. It's a remarkable yet somewhat disconcerting testament to just how interconnected we are as a species. But don't despair. While this process might sound a bit doom and gloom, understanding it is the first step towards managing and mitigating the impact of contagious stress on our lives. We'll delve into some strategies for doing just that in the coming scenes. That's right, when we're stressed, our bodies produce hormones that others can literally smell. But you might be asking, is there any scientific proof for this? Well, let's dive into the research that uncovers the fascinating world of contagious stress. A multitude of studies have been conducted over the years that provide evidence of this intriguing phenomenon. One such study, conducted by the University of Hawaii, observed the interaction between strangers. The researchers found that individuals who were exposed to stress-inducing stimuli unknowingly transferred their stress to others in the room, despite having no verbal communication. In another compelling study by the University of California, it was discovered that stress could be transferred between romantic partners. The study found that when one partner was exposed to a stress-inducing situation, the other partner, who was unaware of the situation, experienced a significant increase in cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. This shows the powerful influence our emotional states can have on those closest to us. But it doesn't stop there. The phenomenon of contagious stress extends beyond strangers and partners. It also occurs between parents and children. In a study conducted by the University of British Columbia, it was found that when parents are stressed, their children also show signs of stress. The children's stress response was triggered even if they were not directly exposed to the stressful situation their parents were facing. The evidence also extends into the animal kingdom. In a fascinating study on rats, it was found that when one rat was stressed, its cage mate also displayed signs of stress. This indicates that stress contagion is not exclusive to humans but is a widespread biological response. So, what does all this mean? It means that stress, like a common cold, can be contagious. It can spread not only through direct personal interaction but also through our shared environments. It's a reminder that our emotional well-being is interconnected in ways we might not always recognize. So the evidence is clear. Stress is not just a personal issue, it's a shared experience. The implications of this are profound, underscoring the importance of managing not just our own stress, but also being mindful of the stress we may be communicating to others. Now that we know stress can be contagious, what does this mean for us? Well, the implications are profound. Contagious stress doesn't just affect you, It ripples out, impacting the mental and physical health of those around you. Imagine this scenario. You've had a tough day at work. You come home carrying the weight of that stress, and without realizing it, you're transmitting this stress to those around you. This could be your partner, your children, even your pets. And they, in turn, may pass on the stress to others. This ripple effect can create a cycle of stress that is hard to break, and it's all happening on a subconscious level. Stress, whether it's ours or someone else's, can have serious health consequences. It can lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. On a mental level, it can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health disorders. And the impact on our immune system? It's significant. Chronic stress can weaken our immune system, making us more susceptible to infections and diseases. But the story doesn't end there. Contagious stress can also affect our relationships. When we're stressed, we're not our best selves. We may be more irritable, less patient, and less attentive. This can strain our relationships and cause conflict. In a work setting, contagious stress can lead to a toxic work environment, affecting productivity and morale. On a societal level, the implications are even more far-reaching. High levels of stress can impact community health and well-being. It can contribute to societal issues like increased healthcare costs and decreased productivity. But here's the thing. We have the power to break the cycle. By managing our stress, we're not just improving our own health, we're also contributing to the health and well-being of those around us. We can be a calming influence, a positive force in the lives of others. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread out, touching everything in their path. Therefore, managing stress is not just a personal responsibility, it's a social one too. So, what can we do to help ease our stress and regulate our nervous systems? Let's dive right into it. Firstly, it's crucial to maintain a healthy lifestyle. This means eating a balanced diet, getting regular exercise, and ensuring you get plenty of sleep. These actions can help keep your body in peak condition and better equipped to handle stress. Next, the practice of mindfulness can be a powerful tool in managing stress. This involves focusing your attention on the present moment, accepting it without judgment. It might sound complicated, but it can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Regular practice can help calm your mind, reduce stress levels, and improve your overall well-being. Sometimes, though, stress can be overwhelming, and it's perfectly okay to seek professional help. Therapists and counselors are trained to help you understand and manage stress. They can provide you with tools and strategies to cope with life's challenges. Now let's talk about the role of personal hygiene. We've learned that stress can be transferred through hormones in sweat and smell. This means that maintaining good personal hygiene can be an effective way to prevent the transfer of stress hormones. Regular bathing, using deodorant, and washing your hands frequently can all help reduce the risk. Moreover, it's important to remember that stress management is not a one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person may not work for another. It's about finding what works best for you, be it yoga, meditation, or a good old-fashioned run in the park. Finally, remember that it's okay to take a break. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your stress levels is to step away from what's causing it, even if only for a few minutes. Remember, taking care of your stress levels is not just good for you, it's good for everyone around you. So, take a deep breath, put these tips into practice, and watch as the ripple effect of your calm spreads to those around you. In conclusion, stress is not just a personal experience, it's a contagious phenomenon that affects us all. Today, we've delved into the fascinating science behind this, understanding how hormones in our sweat and smell can transmit stress from one person to the next. We've looked at the evidence from lab studies to real-world observations that affirm this intriguing aspect of human interaction. We've also touched on the impact of contagious stress, how it can ripple through our lives affecting our health, relationships, and overall well-being. But it's not all doom and gloom. The silver lining here is that by understanding these mechanisms, we can better manage our stress levels. Techniques such as mindfulness, exercise, balanced diet, and positive social interactions can help us regulate our nervous systems, easing the burden of stress. With this knowledge in hand, we can all take steps to create a less stressful environment for ourselves and those around us.